Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Coins World. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating story behind one of the most iconic coins in Philippine history, the 1 Piso coin from 1976. This coin might seem small and ordinary, but it holds an incredible story filled with history, culture, and the changing face of the nation. The year 1976 was a period of transformation in the Philippines. It was a time when the country was under the leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos, and the economy and society were undergoing significant shifts. Coins issued during this era carried not just monetary value, but also strong messages of national pride and identity. The 1 Piso 1976 coin belongs to the Bagong, Lipunan New Society series, which was introduced after the declaration of martial law in 1972. This series was more than just about currency. It was a symbol of the new society that Marcos wanted to project to the people. Every coin from this series carried the inscription, Bagong Lipunan, signifying the government's campaign for reform and national unity. On the obverse side of the 1976 Piso, you will find the portrait of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Rizal has always been an enduring symbol of freedom, knowledge, and the fight for national independence. By placing Rizal on the coin, the government sought to remind the public of the values of patriotism and sacrifice. The reverse side of the coin proudly displays the official seal of the Republic of the Philippines along with the words Republica ng Pilipinas and the denomination 1 Piso. The seal represented sovereignty, national pride, and the unity of the Filipino people. What makes the 1976 1 Piso so special is that it came at a turning point in Philippine numismatic history. It marked the transition from the old designs of the pre-martial law period to a new, modern look that aligned with the country's political agenda at the time. The coin was minted in copper nickel, which gave it durability and a silver-like appearance, with a diameter of 29 millimeters. It was a relatively large coin compared to modern 1 Piso coins. Its weight and metallic composition gave it a strong presence in the hands of the people. In terms of mintage, millions of these coins were produced, meaning they were widely circulated. Almost every Filipino in the 1970s and 1980s would have used the 1976 1 Piso in their daily lives, whether for buying snacks at the sari-sari store or paying for goods in the local Palenque market. But while it was common back then, today, the 1976 Piso has become a collectible piece. Many coin collectors search for well-preserved examples, especially those in uncirculated or proof-like condition, as they represent a significant part of Philippine history. The coin's connection to the Bagong Lipunan movement makes it more than just money. It is a reminder of an era that was filled with both progress and controversy. For some, it brings back memories of order and discipline. For others, it recalls a time of restricted freedoms. The Philippines in the 1970s was also moving toward modernization. Infrastructure projects, international relations, and economic changes were taking place. Coins like the 1 Piso became part of everyday life in this shifting society, serving as silent witnesses to history. Collectors love this coin because it reflects both heritage and politics. Coins are like tiny history books made of metal. They tell stories about the leaders, the heroes, and the direction of the nation. The 1976 Piso is no exception. One amazing effect of coins like this is how they connect generations. For older Filipinos, the 1976 Piso might remind them of their youth, of the prices of goods back then, or even of personal memories tied to daily spending. For younger generations, it's a piece of their national past that they can physically hold in their hands. Interestingly, during the mid-1970s, inflation was affecting economies worldwide, but the Philippine Piso still had much stronger purchasing power than it does today. Back in 1976, 1 Piso could buy you a complete snack or even contribute significantly to small daily purchases. Imagine the difference compared to the present value of the peso. The Bagong Lipunan series eventually ran until the early 1980s, but the 1976 issue stands out as one of the earlier years of this campaign. Each coin struck during this time was part of a greater effort to remind Filipinos of unity, discipline, and nationalism. From a numismatic perspective, the 1976 Piso also offers variety in terms of condition and rarity. While circulated examples are easy to find, coins in mint state condition with original luster can be highly sought after. Some even sell for much more than their face value in collectors' markets. In addition, Errors and misprints from this period are of particular interest to advanced collectors. For example, coins with off-centered strikes, doubled dies, or planchette errors can command a higher premium due to their rarity. Another fascinating aspect of the 1976 Piso is its connection to other denominations of the same series. Together with the 5 centimo, 10 centimo, 25 centimo, and 50 centimo coins, the 1 Piso formed part of a complete set that represented the new vision of the Marcos government. The design of the 1976 Piso remained consistent with its goal of promoting national pride. Rizal's portrait was carefully chosen, as his ideals were timeless. It is said that the government intentionally used his image to strengthen the sense of nationalism during a politically sensitive time. Even though the coin is no longer in circulation, it remains an important artifact for history enthusiasts, museums, collectors, and even ordinary families often keep these coins as mementos of the past. For overseas Filipinos who left during the 1970s, the 1976 Piso often serves as a nostalgic keepsake. To Piso coin issued in 1985, a coin that does not only hold metal and face value, but also carries with it a deep connection to one of the most crucial eras in the Philippines' history. The 2 Piso of 1985 is not just a piece of currency. It is a reminder of political struggles, economic changes, and the strong symbolism that coins often embody in times of national transformation. The 2 Piso coin was part of the Flora and Fauna series, which was introduced in the early 1980s to highlight the Philippines' rich biodiversity and cultural heritage. However, the 1985 issue stands out because it was released during a time of immense social and political upheaval in the country. The mid-1980s were marked by the last years of the Ferdinand Marcos regime, a time when the economy was fragile, inflation was climbing, and public dissatisfaction was reaching its peak. Against this backdrop, coins like the 2 Piso became more than money. They became tools of national identity and silent witnesses of history. One of the most striking details about the 2 Piso 1985 coin is its obverse, which features the portrait of former President Ferdinand Marcos himself. Unlike other denominations that honored revolutionary heroes, presidents of the Republic, or national martyrs, the 2 Piso was one of the most politically charged coins of its time. It was designed to reinforce the image of Marcos as the strong leader of the Philippines, placing his face in the everyday transactions of millions of Filipinos. Every time a person used this coin, they were reminded of the political order of that era. This makes the 1985 2 Piso not only a numismatic item but also a political statement minted in metal. On the reverse side, the coin carried the seal of the Republic of the Philippines, reaffirming its sovereignty and national pride. But its symbolic weight was even greater, because by 1985, the people were already on the verge of major change. Within just a year, the country would see the EDSA People Power Revolution of 1986, where Filipinos from all walks of life united to peacefully overthrow the Marcos regime. Thus, this coin exists at the edge of 2 eras, the final stage of dictatorship and the dawn of democratic restoration. The 2 Piso of 1985 was minted in copper nickel, a durable alloy chosen to withstand circulation. However, collectors today value it far beyond its composition. Because of its association with the Marcos years, many see it as a relic of a past that shaped the Philippines' destiny. For historians and coin enthusiasts, holding this coin is like holding a piece of the final chapter of a regime that defined an entire generation. Economically, the mid-1980s were a difficult period for the Philippines. The peso had weakened, prices of goods were climbing, and ordinary citizens faced hardships in their daily lives. In such times, a 2 Piso coin carried greater significance, as every peso and centimo mattered. 1985 was a turning point in Philippine history. The country was in the final years of the Marcos regime, and the economy, politics, and national spirit were all facing challenges. Central Pilipinas continued its mission of minting coins that would carry the nation's identity. The 2 Piso coin of 1985 emerged not only as money but also as a cultural artifact reflecting the tensions and aspirations of the time. At the heart of the coin's design was Andres Bonifacio, the father of the Philippine Revolution. Born in Tondo in 1863, Bonifacio led the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary movement against Spanish colonial rule. His inclusion on the 2 Piso coin symbolized bravery, resistance, and the spirit of independence for Filipinos. In 1985, seeing Bonifacio's face on their currency was a reminder that their history was defined by resilience, even in difficult times. On the reverse of the coin, the image of the Bangus milkfish captured the essence of Filipino livelihood. The milkfish, long considered the national fish, represented abundance, sustenance, and the agricultural backbone of many coastal communities. By featuring the Bangus, the coin reminded people of the vital role of natural resources and fisheries in feeding the population and driving local economies. The Flora and Fauna series, to which this coin belonged, was more than just a redesign. It was a project that showcased national pride. Previous coins had primarily highlighted political leaders or symbols of statehood, but this series balanced the historical with the natural, emphasizing that the Philippines' wealth was not just in its heroes, but also in its biodiversity. The 2-piso coin thus became part of a wider narrative that tied Filipinos to their land and environment. Technically, the coin was crafted in nickel brass, giving it a golden-like sheen. This metallic choice ensured durability in circulation and also made the 2-piso coin visually distinct. With a diameter of 38 millimeters, it was among the larger coins in use, giving it a sense of value and weight in the hand. Its solid construction made it less prone to wear, which is why many collectors can still find well-preserved examples today. Another fascinating detail is the limited minting period of this denomination. Unlike smaller coins that were produced in huge quantities for decades, the 2-piso coin of 1985 was struck in fewer numbers and circulated for a relatively short time. By the early 1990s, newer designs replaced it, making the 1985 edition a snapshot of a specific historical moment rather than a long-lasting feature of everyday commerce. From a collector's standpoint, the 1985 2-piso holds special allure. Coins in uncirculated or proof-like condition can command impressive prices among numismatists, especially those who specialize in Philippine coinage. Its association with the Flora and Fauna series and its depiction of Bonifacio, a national hero, further enhance its desirability. Many collectors, for